shutting off of all Iranian immigration into this country by refusing new visas to Iranian citizens. Moreover, the president warned these 4 steps may be just the beginning.
The steps I have ordered today are those that are necessary now. Other action may become necessary if these steps do not produce the prompt release of the hostages.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Jimmy Carter, that's ABC News, April 7th, 1980. And Sam Donaldson was the reporter, and there was Jimmy Carter talking about, refusing to issue any more visas to Iranians who want to come into this country. And also he talked about students having to register if they're Iranian students in this country. So, so laugh as hard as you want when people on the left say, oh, Donald Trump's a fascist, he's a bigot, he's this, he's that. Joining us on the Malzberg panel, Tom Borelli, contributor with Conservative Review, and David Goodfriend, Goodfriend Government Affairs, Democratic strategist and former aide to President Bill Clinton. All right, David, I'll start with you. Was Jimmy Carter a bigot and a racist and a Iranophobe?
Well, if you're trying to equate Jimmy Carter's actions with Donald Trump's statements, you fail. Because what Jimmy Carter was addressing was a nation and citizens of a nation getting visas, which, by the way, Democratic and Republican senators today support the closing of loopholes for visa waivers, compared to Donald Trump, who's singling out a 1.3 billion member religion, saying everybody from that religion is blocked from the country or should be. And I think to try to equate the two is really kind of...
Well, David, you're not going to say every Iranian was a threat. Jimmy Carter singled out every Iranian in Iran. Aren't there good people in Iran? Isn't that what we hear all the time? He did the same exact thing.
You'll recall that what he was doing was trying to do a punitive measure against the nation of Iran because of what they did to us, which is what nations do.
Selective punishment.
It's what we do with China.
Awful. How awful.
Yeah. And so apparently, behind the scenes, Ronald Reagan was doing a deal with Iran-Contras illegally to try to get...
Good for him. He got our hostages out. Tom,
I never thought I would say Jimmy Carter was a strong president. I still can't say it, but in comparison to Obama, boy, he actually had a plan. He had an outline, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. With Obama, there is no plan for anything. That's why the American people are frightened, and that's another reason why people are now surging and supporting Donald Trump, because he's strong-minded and he says what he means and he's going to do what he says.
And the surge in the purchase of weapons, specifically so-called assault weapons. And interestingly enough, in the 20-plus years that the New York Times has done polling, the poll released today, David, for the first time in over 20 years, there has been a shift. And for the first time, Americans are opposed to an assault weapons ban. 50 to 44%. That's opposed. That's a 16-point difference in those that are opposed to the ban since 2011. And this poll was done after San Bernardino, where all Obama and the Democrats have done since is talk about evil guns, 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 guns. Gee, how could this be?
Well, you know, when I've come on the show to talk about huge majorities of Americans supporting closing the gun show loophole or asking for background checks, you say polls don't matter. So what's it going to be, Malzberg? Do polls matter when it suits you, but they don't matter?
I'm telling you what the polls are saying.
Right.
Okay, well, let's get serious. Let's get serious here.
Yes, please.
Every single Republican in the United States Senate voted to allow terrorists to buy guns. I can't make this up.
That's not true.
Of course it's
not
not
That is
true.
exactly what happened.
How do you get on that list? Do you know?
I tell you something.
Are you on the list?
I can't make it up.
If you are, you wouldn't know.
David,
They don't want to allow the
But the problem here is the government has failed its fundamental role to protect the American people. And now, come on. 14 people were slaughtered at a Christmas party, and you're saying, come on?
That was workplace violence.
Workplace violence. No, wait, that was Fort Hood.
Wait a minute.
I forgot.
So the real reason every single Republican voted to allow terrorists to buy guns
enough with your
is
spin.
because...
David,
I'm going to give you the real reason.
David,
don't you want to know why
let
they
me ask
did
you a
it?
question. Why was Ted Kennedy on the no-fly list?
Because
Do you
he
have
was
an
a
answer for
terrorist.
that?
He's a terrorist against liberty.
Why is a good friend of mine on the no-fly list?
You should ask anybody in the Kennedy family. If Ted Kennedy were here to vote, he'd say,
You're
yeah,
not
I shouldn't
answering the
buy.
question.
We know he couldn't drive, that's for sure.
Because I'm on the list.
And we weren't talking about the no-fly
every
list.
time the NRA walks
Right,
into the
and you know what?
Capitol,
I hope gun
Republicans wet their
control
pants.
is an issue for this election. And you see the surge in Americans looking for guns, and those Reagan Democrats, those hunters, those people losing their jobs in the coal industry, those union workers that want jobs in the Keystone Pipeline, they're going to go out in droves and vote for the Republican.
People who are against taking baby parts from aborted babies at
Right.
Planned Parenthood. Let's have all those debates, and
Right.
we will. But here's something. There's a whistleblower that went on Megyn Kelly's show yesterday, David, and he worked for DHS. He was one of the founding members of DHS, Philip Haney, and he revealed that he was actively investigating an umbrella group with ties to the mosque that the shooter Saeed Farouk attended, and this was an umbrella group, and there were different mosques that belonged to it, and had he been allowed to continue to fruition, that they would have placed Saeed on a no-fly list. He never would have been able to go overseas, and this probably wouldn't have happened in San Bernardino. But the Clinton State Department closed it down, and FOIA email requests showed that the email said, you can't profile Muslim groups. How do you like that, David?
Well, he, of course, would like to claim that had his program been allowed to go forward, everything would have been fine
Why
in San
wasn't it
Bernardino.
allowed
Because
to
I
go
just
forward?
said, all those terrorists can buy guns thanks to the Republican vote.
You can keep
And
on.
that,
That's a good.
therefore, even if he had been able to
Look,
do it,
the
it wouldn't
PC
have-
culture is killing Americans. Look, the FBI didn't shy away from tracking John Gotti. You could target Italians back in the day.
Yep.
Why not terrorists?
All right, guys, got to end it there. Tom Borelli, David Goodfriend, have a great weekend. Up next, Jim Gilmore. Don't go away.